Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cardboard Chefs, Episode 2. I am your host, Jeff Creasy, and I am here with a plethora of amazing Star Wars personalities. Let's introduce ourselves one at a time. Let's start off with Cluis. How you doing today, Cluis?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready to judge people as harshly as possible.
Excellent, excellent. Our second judge had a couple of internet difficulties, so Manny Bothan died to make this stream possible. Manny, we tip our hat to your sacrifice. Moving swiftly onwards. Crispy, episode 1 winner, back with us for episode 2 as a judge. How you doing today, Crispy?
I'm doing great. Glad to be on this side of the panel.
Yeah, good, great to have you here. And then we have Tyler back with us. Tyler, how you doing today?
Great. Glad to be still on this side where I get to judge other people.
And now for our contestants, we have up first Mr. Ian Lego Pizza Klein. How you doing, Ian?
What up, guys? Good to be back for episode 2. Excited to brew something up in the kitchen again. Hopefully better than my last effort. Maybe I'll actually finish in time.
Give me some extra time. It's okay.
Yeah, and then some super fun facts about Ian, Cowboy Mafia originator, 245 leaderboard points. The most important stat, UBW, underwhelming barrage win, sitting at 2.5 because there was an episode 14, I believe it was, he won in our hearts. Obviously second place at the first Galactic Championships. And then next up, we have the one and the only, Mr. George Hudson. How you doing, George?
Doing fantastic. George the Hulk here, ready to force officials or whatever craziness you're going to make us do. Let's get in the lab.
Yeah, exactly. And anyone who's ever seen George play knows that he is the original meta breaker. It's what he does. And in his words, 1 PQ win is all you need. So the ultimate team player as well. Love that about him. And if you ever have a math question, George is your guy. And then, last and absolutely not least, from Team KTOD, the man himself, John Professor Numpty Tada. How you doing, Tada?
What's up? Thanks for having me. Can't wait to build my Ray deck here tonight. Don't even know what the cards are yet, but we can make it work, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to make Ray work with what we've got cooking up. I was really excited to put on here that you were the best Argent Saga player on the KTOD team because that's a joke that lands for exactly 2 people, and that's the kind of joke that I like to make.
Yep. Rip Argent Saga. Yeah, I also play Star Wars from time to time.
Occasionally, just
Occasionally.
Every now and then.
Yep.
All right. So now that we've introduced the contestants and the judges, let's get to the game itself. This is episode 2, the secret theme. So we actually have a secret theme that we're not telling you ahead of time. And part of the game for the participants is to see if they can guess what the theme actually is. And we will reveal the theme. We will reveal the theme at the end of the episode.
So if I get the theme wrong, do I lose?
That's up to the judges. We'll get to that in the judge slide.
This was not what I signed up for. I didn't know there was a brain teaser involved.
I don't even know what I signed up for yet.
Yeah, you have to solve a word cross as you build these decks.
What you signed up for was giving up creative control to me, and I thank you for it.
There's a Sudoku you have to...
So the rules of the kitchen are, contestants get 5 cards to use as their secret ingredients. They then have 25 minutes to build a cohesive deck with those cards. The contestants defend their deck to the judges, and the judges will then determine a winner. And remember, sometimes a spicy brew is a whisk you'll have to take.
I should have laughed at that. It doesn't deserve a laugh.
So, the completely quantitative and very objective things that the judges judge based on are deck cohesion, deck spiciness, use of ingredients, and note that that's not just the number of ingredients, it's about how those ingredients got used. If you put 2 of the ingredients together in a really cohesive way, that's probably better than jamming 4 just to have them in the deck. And most importantly, vibes. The spice-o-meter may come into play. Just don't be a bell pepper, and you'll be okay.
No promises.
Now, the actual secret ingredients of the episodes. Secret ingredient number 1. Bendu. On attack, deal 3 damage to each other unit. Little 10/10 force creature. Secret ingredient number 2. Aiden Versio, the pilot. Shielded, when deployed as a pilot, gives a shield to that unit. Accelerate our plans. 1 cost event, exhaust a friendly unit. If you do attack with another unit, it gets +3/+0 for this attack. Number 4. Tarful. 3/9, restore 2. When a friendly Wookiee unit is dealt damage and isn't defeated, you get to deal that much damage to an enemy ground unit. And number 5. Legal Authority.
Oh my god.
Really one of the best cards in the set. A promo card for store showdowns. I think everyone's used this before, but we decided to put it in anyway. So these are your secret ingredients. We have 25 minutes on the clock. Gentlemen, you may begin.
Alright, so I need to...
Let's see.
And now,
What do we do with these ingredients?
in just a moment, we're going to have the first judge talk as I get my windows sorted, because if anyone, side note while I'm setting this up, if anyone has a really good way to have a stream deck deafen and mute people in video, please let me know. I would love that. I've been searching for a very long
Am
time.
I supposed to deafen myself, Jeff?
You can if you'd like to. Because I have found the buttons now, but for some reason it took me a while because of things. Okay, we are good to go, guys. So, Cluis, tell me what your initial thoughts are about these, where we might get started with these.
I kind of like some type of red-green strategy, maybe a red-green hero strategy. I just like having like just big dudes, right? Tarful,
Yeah.
Bendu. I might even like try to splash in like accelerate our plans just for fun. Like you just get like I don't know, any 2 drop down that you want.
Yeah. What do you think, Crispy?
I think we'll see a lot of hero decks that are being built. You know, you got Tarful that can go in any color of hero, so they can pick their 2 favorites of the monocolor. Outside of that, I think we'll see accelerate our plans in the most decks. I think even as a 1-cost event, you can play that out of aspect for a little bit of extra punch. So if you are playing like a red-blue villain deck, or like a red-green villain deck, for example, you could have that little extra punch in there with accelerated our plans, and I think that could be pretty spicy.
Yeah, that's interesting to play that out of aspect because it's still only 3. So especially if you end up with a small weenie deck, could be interesting. What do you think, Tyler?
Be interested to see what Tata does because none of these units can be pumped by Ray. So
True,
really
we
interested to see where he
accidentally
goes with
nerfed
this.
Tata by not using Ray units. And then before we talk to the guys, do you guys think any of the participants are going to pick up on the theme? All the judges, you guys know the theme. You're in on the theme. We've discussed this before. Do you think any of the participants are going to get the theme?
I hope that some people do. But I think they're going to look into it a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll be looking into it as like, do all of these share something across the, across all the cards? And I think that they should be looking for what do they add up to rather than what do they all share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Ian's going to look into it way too hard and like find something convoluted.
Do you think it's going to affect
and I think
deck building?
Yes, and then I think George and Tata are not going to think about it at all.
Yeah,
I honestly, I'm more
that's my
excited
prediction.
to see what they come up with.
Yeah,
like If they come up with
Same.
something crazy, I might even just give them bonus points for coming up with
Yes,
something
same.
like crazy that
Yeah.
ties them all. I would like to see a villain deck though. Just circling back because
Looks like
it does
Ian
kind
is
of scream
initially looking
hero.
villain, and Tada's looking at
Yeah.
Chewy leader from set 1.
Yeah,
We're
got
about a
Slimer
minute
and
away from when we
Chewbacca.
want to start talking to somebody. Who do you guys think you want to talk to first? George is very much still in the planning phase, it looks like.
Yeah, George we should probably save for last because he's still. I think he's just
Let's-
writing down the cards
honestly,
this time.
Let's start with Tada because he seems to have something in mind, and at
Mhm.
least like give him more time if he has to like change something, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
Be the
that's
fairest
totally
to
fair.
him.
So let me give him a few more seconds, and then we're gonna bring in Tada. So we're gonna bring in Tada and talk to him. Tada, welcome back in. How you feeling about the about your deck so far? About the direction?
Well, I've sitting here thinking to myself, I've always wanted to build a Chewbacca red force deck.
Naturally.
Naturally. I mean,
Haven't
who
we all?
wouldn't, right? So, and naturally, it just works out because Bendu just happens to be force. Tarful just happens to be a Wookiee that could work with Chewbacca. So we're going to try to bring this all together. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's a couple of red cards. It might be blue that lets you either kind of like double up on grit. I think that card's red or blue.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe attack, with a guy and do like extra damage based on damage on him.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how many ways we have to self damage, and then kind of stay alive long enough to get to Bendu and Tarful.
Yeah.
So we have an idea. It's just all about finding the right cards here and seeing if it all comes together. So right now we're just looking for some force units to make sure we can actually get to force, and then we'll find some ways to use it just to get us to the end game here.
Nice. Clueless,
So
what do you think?
That's the plan.
I like how everything. Yep, I like how everything's coming together.
Mhm.
We don't see a lot of red blue hero decks that often, so
Yeah, it's really a
Never.
unique combination. Well,
Yeah.
for Tada, it's more unique. So
It's not Data Vault. Like
exactly.
that was my first thought. Was, you know what, legal authority? I could play Chewbacca Data Vault, but then I'm like, you know what? Then I just be playing Ray without Ray, and it would be like cheating. So
That's why I specifically mentioned
Where's that
not to just
grit
slam all the cards together because I didn't want you to get dinged by the judges for just going Data Vault and putting all the cards in out of aspect. So
Right,
that was for
exactly.
you.
So yeah,
I mean, if you made them all work,
Fair. Crispy, what do you think?
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the angle. Bendu and Tarful, two very, very powerful units, especially, and if you got Chewbacca as a leader slowing the game down.
Mhm.
I like the self damage aspect in that. I think it's red that has a lot of the pump based off damage.
Mhm.
So being able to play sentinels, force your opponent to swing into them, and then swing back seems like a pretty solid plan to hold off till the big guys come.
Yeah. Tyler, what do you think?
So with blue red, are you worried at all with your let the Wookiee win costing 4 instead of 2?
That was the first card that came to mind when I started thinking about Wookiees, but I'm like, but it's yellow. So maybe paying 4 for it might be a thing.
So you're
I
saying
will
blue
tell
red
you
doesn't
that
get
was
all the best
almost
cards?
one of the secret ingredients was let the Wookiee win.
Yeah,
I considered it.
We're going to see if there's a way to fit it in. So I might have to end up cutting cards like Luke Skywalker, just because
Yeah, that card
he just-
sucks.
he just doesn't fit the theme here.
Who needs him when you have Chewbacca and Tarful, right?
Yeah, although I
There
could
are
play
just
one
better
Ray,
sevens out there.
just to say I built a Ray deck.
There we go.
There are two different rays. Like you got to find a way to
There
put one of them into them.
Exactly. So we'll figure it out.
Exactly. All right. Well, we'll let you get back to deck building, Tada. Thank you for joining us. All right. So we talked to Tada. Now we get to see George is in. He's in the main Star Wars hub. So he's at the point where he's looking at cards, It looks like Ian is a little further along. Ian's still in the yellow villain plan, so we do have more deck diversity already than last time. George is looking at Avar Chris, which I like. Who do you guys want to talk to next?
Uh, we can go harass Ian. It seems like he's pretty confident. He's throwing in a lot of cards there. I think we should try to throw him off his game. Otherwise, he's gonna have his deck done in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've got to throw Ian off his game. Good point. Good point. All right, so we are going to bring in Ian. Welcome in, Ian. How you doing?
Not well.
What are you brewing up so far?
So, I was thinking about using accelerate our plans, and thought that token strategies go well with it because you can like tap a token. So then I thought maybe use Sly Moore, a new leader that makes tokens. And then Legal Authority was like a color that I kind of wanted to play her in green, and Legal Authority was like the only other card I could play. But yeah, that was really just like an ad that I felt was fine because I have things like Jar Jar that can buff the power of stuff, and like Partagaz can get really big, and you can Legal Authority onto him. So I'm kind of doing that as it's like a token deck. Not sure if it's good, but we're doing something here.
Well, you still got 15 minutes to make it good. But
yeah, that's true. I feel like I should pivot, but I don't know. I don't know if I have enough time.
What do you think, Tyler?
I mean, the real question is, what should we think of the theme?
I have no idea. It doesn't make sense.
What? You haven't figured out how accelerate our plans and Bendu go together?
No.
Well, I have a clue to give at the end of deck building, so don't think about it too much now. Work on the deck, and we'll give you a minute or so after everything to see if you can figure out the theme.
Okay.
Crispy, what do you think?
I mean, I like the initial look. It seems like there's a little bit of an official synergy here. Ian, did you start cooking it in George's kitchen and then kind of move over to yours after you got his starting official setup?
Is that what he's doing too? I don't know. I just saw Sly Moore as like a way to use accelerate our plans.
I mean, George at the start said he was gonna make an official deck no matter what. So I was just wondering if you were inspired by that.
No, it's just a happy coincidence. Happy little accident.
What do you think, Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, I like the concept behind like being able to pump and like steal something with legal and still being able to actually, utilize it because you do have kind of like small guys in terms of power, and using accelerating our plans with tokens. Have you considered trying to add any one of the other ingredients?
I did, and it didn't feel like I could make it fit. But I think I'm about to pivot, so.
Oh no.
Well, we'll let you pivot. We may come back to you a little bit before the end and see if you've pivoted to something completely different. But we'll let you get to it now. Thanks for giving us your time, Ian. Okay, so now it sounds like we may need to try to get to George and then get back to Ian.
Honestly, it looks like
George looks like he's also
changed.
thinking Chewy. All right. Yeah, so let's bring in George. George,
Whoa.
how you doing?
Doing good. So first concept is rocking a little Bendu, little red, white, green, kind of big stuff, legal authority, that kind of thing. Leaning to the force kind of stuff with Bendu. Kind of idea there. Now I'm looking at the Wookiee angle. Let the Wookiee win is a super fun card from set 2. I think it has some interesting implications with cards like Lando's Falcon. Because I think one of the things is like you would need to make the is rating at 6 resources like a threat. So what kind of cards let you do that consistently? Things like Falcon kind of jump out at me. But yeah, exploring that. Yeah, I am completely lost on the theme of of Tarful, Legal Authority, Bindu, Iden, Versio accelerate our plans. Like, is
I
this
will
some like
give you
word?
I will give you a clue after the deck building before I make you guess a little clue. But yeah,
Okay,
don't think
I don't
about it
know.
too much now. I don't want it to affect the deck building. But yeah.
I was like, is it guys with like funny looking eyes? No, Legal Authority. Like, I was just like, what is happening? Because it's not like a mechanics. It's not like damage or it's not like story wise. They're all very different corners of the Star Wars. So yeah, you lost me on that one. Well done.
I would be surprised if you guys got the theme. It's not the most obvious of themes, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Crispy, what do you think?
I mean, I really like the Avar angle. I think that, having the Force in there, I don't know, like, are you trying to get Bendu out as fast as possible? Like, are you trying, like,
Yeah.
George, I know, are you trying to ramp in this deck?
This is a ramp deck, right? You got the Jedi Consular. I mean, that you'll
Mhm.
actually notice I have 9 5-resource plays, which is like way more than most decks can go away with. The idea is in between Jedi Consular, General's Blade, all this sort of stuff. Like you can get out the bigger stuff. So that's the idea there. And then of course, like logic behind there is if you ramp or if you get bigger stuff out, then legal authority becomes better, right? Because the thing about legal authority is most of the time it's like units you need the stats in order for legal authority to actually be turned on. If you don't have the stats, it doesn't do anything. So that's the idea there.
I like it.
Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that your units don't all die to just Bendu. I think that's an important part of a Bendu deck, is having units that don't just die to your Bendu. Which I've seen in many Bendu decks is just they're your own units just all die to it. So
Oh no.
I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but that was great. Also, I know you forgot the secret ingredient last time, but I just want to let you know that Let the Wookiee Win is not a secret ingredient this time.
It almost was though. It almost was.
Yeah,
Well,
I know you forgot last time, so it would. Yeah,
It would have fit the theme.
it's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Tarful has the obvious synergy with Chewbacca, of like Chewbacca being a Sentinel Wookiee, so it's like, oh, okay, there's some things going on there, but unfortunately, blue doesn't really work with any of the other ingredients. I can't sneak Iden Versio out aspect in here, so probably abandoning that one. But who knows? Maybe I'll force Iden in this next draft. We got 10 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah. Clueless, what do you think?
Or 8 minutes left.
Yeah, I like the Avar deck. I am disappointed that you don't have guys that die to your own Bendu. I mean, that's the point, right? I also see that you're missing your favorite card of all time, Resupply.
Yeah, I was literally putting it in. I was
Only
like,
George
you know
would
what?
say this is definitely a ramp deck and not have resupply in it.
I had to fight my inner urges not to put it in there, but I'm like, yeah. Well, if I'm doing the consular lines, like resupply just makes sense. So yeah. All right, I had to put resupply in. Gross. All right, not time for me to build my final submission in 7 minutes.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us, George. We'll let you get to that. Good luck with your last 7 minutes of building.
Thank you.
All right. So now we need to. Looks like Ian might still be on Sly Moore, so he may not have completely pivoted. If we look at what he's got going on.
Yeah, he looks like he decided that he couldn't pivot.
I hope he doesn't. I kind of like the Slime more with the yellow pump.
Yeah, it's an interesting deck for sure. It also can let you get tapped units faster for Sly's ability. The fact that you exhaust 2 units in one action.
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty clever synergy.
I do like how George keeps going back to his Word document to look at the cards and also stare at it for a minute to try to figure out what, like the link.
Yeah. Oh man, that's good. I also I like what Ian's got with the, because I was curious because the yellow pump spell and legal authority kind of clash, right? Like with the yellow spell, you naturally want to go wide with a lot of small units, and with legal authority, you need to have one unit that's big enough. But I like the idea of things like Jar Jar to pump your units up temporarily so that you can then legal authority them.
He didn't pivot because he wanted time for a name. So now last 5 minutes is time to think of a name.
Yeah.
He learned from last episode.
You know what always gets like the chefs in like the chef ones where they finish with 5 minutes left to spare and they just sit there and they wind up losing because they forgot something. So.
Yeah, true. Let's see. Oh, I see. George doesn't have a deck name for his Nala Se deck yet. Or Llama.
He has like 3 more decks to make before he starts naming them.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. He only has to name his final final submission. And let's see if Tada's come up with anything else. He's still not on Data Vault. To me, that's plus points for Tada. If Tada makes a non-Data Vault deck, I think that's just a positive. So props for him.
Ian's going to Han 2 Data Vault.
Oh, interesting. Maybe he does have time to pivot. With 4.5 minutes left, maybe this is pivot time for Ian. What do you guys think about this potential super late pivot?
Hope he remembers the name.
George has help now. Look at him.
George has illegal outside help, so that is... we won't disqualify him this time for the cat assistance, but he's on thin ice. He's on thin... Although I think it may...
I don't know if that's assistance. It's probably more of a hindrance.
And yeah, so it's interesting too that Ian went the Data Vault route and not Tada, and Ian is now having to find 10 more cards to put in the last 4 minutes of deck building.
Yeah. Yeah, Data Vault's probably not the one you want to last minute pivot to. I think that's the one you want to start with.
Oh, the old Hantu Super Laser Tech route. Well, I'm excited to see if he sticks with that deck or goes back to the... I don't want to bug him because there's only 3.5 minutes left, so we'll let him cook in peace for the last 3.5 minutes, but we're definitely gonna have to talk to him about that. And George is looking at making a completely new deck now, so now we're down to 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, still going strong. Honestly, like looking at all those blue-red hero cards, and I'll be excited to see how his blue-red hero is different and probably better than other red-blue hero decks.
Yeah, he does still have Luke Skywalker, which instead of the far superior 7-drop of Tarful. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it ends up.
But he still has Tarful. He just doesn't have many Tarfuls.
Yeah, not enough Tarfuls.
But I do like how Ian and George are just like their gears are spinning. They're going through multiple decks, and Tada's just like, I got my plan. I'm going through it.
Yeah. Well, Tada's like, oh, this is too much time, and everyone else is like, and yeah, George and Ian are like, oh my god, I need another 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I think there's 2 valid strategies, right? There's cast a wide net, right? You start a few decks, see what kind of works when you look at a few cards, and there's get a few strategies. Where Tada talked, some of the cards that he talked, I forget the exact names, but there's a red event where you attack with a unit and it gets +1 for each damage. I think it's damage on the defender when it attacks, but then there's another one where it gets +1. There's a villain card that gives it +1 for each damage on it.
Other way around, Jeff. It's corner the prey. It's corner the prey that deals +1 for each damage on the unit, and it's Grim Resolve, which is the generic red pump that does I believe just gives you grit on attack.
Well, there's the one that gives you grit on attack, but there's a few of that effect. There's also the new double blue upgrade that loses all abilities except grit, and you gain grit. So that could be an interesting one to try to fit in for 3.
I like the 52 card special that Taro's cooking up here.
Well, we don't have any European judges, so he's got 1 minute and 20 seconds to cut 2 cards.
Does he get credit for not playing Data Vault if he's over 50 still? I don't think so.
I want to honestly,
question.
I think he would get bonus points if he goes switches right now to Thermal Oscillator.
He only loses 1 HP.
And the Force token.
Oh, he
It's
added
fine.
Hero style.
That's
in
fine.
the
It's
title.
not a
All right.
deal.
Wait.
All right, we're down to the last minute. George is now making a Kira deck. Classic George. He has no cards in it and 37 seconds left to try to add some. Cat
he's got some
is
cards.
needing love, so props to George for making sure the cat still gets love.
I think he's just gonna do the Avar deck. I think he's just
Yeah. Ooh, Ian is naming his deck, so that bodes well for him. But yeah,
Damn,
you
let's
think
hope
you think he's gonna stick with the Avar deck, Lewis?
I think it's just that unless he puts in a card like in the next 9 seconds.
Mm-hmm. All right, we are winding down on time here. So let's bring our contestants back into the fold. Welcome back in, contestants. How do you guys? How do you feel it went, Ian? How do you think it went? Starting with you. Did I undeafen Ian? I thought I did. Yes.
He might have deafened himself.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think
Ian
he's in
deafened
shock.
himself. Yeah. George, how do you think it went?
I was on the verge of a breakthrough, and this was the third deck I built in the time frame, with doing some cool shieldy grit kind of stuff, but didn't quite get there. Wasn't able to cook on that one. I was too distracted by the gloriousness that is Tarful.
There we go.
And,
we saw you start a Kira deck with about 3 minutes left, George.
And I almost made it too. But
you went the opposite route of Tada, who I think was done with 3 minutes left.
Probably,
yeah, no, I got real excited. I was like, ooh, I can do some grit things with this, and good aggro things. But where is my real deck?
I made 2 decks. I don't know which one I'm supposed to show off.
You gotta pick one.
Yeah.
Only one gets submitted.
I'm going to.
See, George also cooked with the overpowered almighty Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Ian, if you submit both, then
why
we have to count both as part of the one total submission.
How does that work?
It's 100
If
cards.
one's bad and one's good, you lose points.
He's got to pick one.
All right. Well, while Ian's thinking which one to pick, let's start with George this time. So, George, show us what you ended up with. You there, George?
I guess not.
George is still in the lab.
Hello?
We can hear you.
He did blink out for a second. So, are you back, George? Can you hear us?
Surely that helped.
Surely.
I saw him. Well, while George is fixing his audio issues, Tada, let's start with you.
So this is where I sit awkwardly for 10 seconds, right? I say nothing.
Exactly.
So I am actually pumped for my deck. I wanted to fit in more cards, but I decided to stop at the European Special 52. I tried to get some grit stuff in there. There's a couple red events that let you attack with a damage guy for a buff. attack with the guy, gains grit.
Mhm.
I couldn't fit those in because I really wanted to play the forces with me.
Yeah.
But I did fit in the 6-drop Plo Koon, which is something that I really wanted to do with the 1-cost red event to really kind
Nice.
of push them to high attack values.
Also, can you
But
zoom in a little bit on the picture, just to make sure the viewers can see it a little better?
Me?
Yeah.
If you hit Control Plus,
If you hit Control
Yeah,
and
right.
then move your scroll
There.
wheel up, yeah, that looks better. Thank you.
Nope, I probably went too far. There we go. There you go. So, yeah, so Plo Koon is something that I really wanted to put in. Of course, I have all the 4-drop force units because that's like basically the whole reason to go force. 0 space because that's just how I like to roll. I got 3 entrench and a hyperspace disaster to deal with that nonsense. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, Clueless, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the direction of it. I like. I wish there was a few more Wookiees.
Same, brother.
Same. Yeah, FFG, get on that.
But I do like the choices, even like the one-ups choices. Like the armor is pretty cool to throw on Chewbacca, and I like the premise of this.
Everybody loves plot armor.
Exactly. Has plot armor. What could
Yeah.
possibly go wrong?
Crispy, any questions for Tata?
Yeah, I'm noticing the distinct lack of Ray.
Yeah, that was my last cut. So it was
Mm.
like, I didn't want to just build a Ray deck, so I was going to play a Ray unit. Sadly, she didn't make the cut because I didn't want to go to 53 cards. Had to stop at 52. Sorry, Ray.
Understand, and a very noble sacrifice. Cutting the thing that means the most to you.
Yes.
So
Very
I
respectable.
I see that and I respect it.
Thank you. Yes, it was a very, very difficult choice.
I also want to say I like the Ezra plus Bendu synergy, where he'll give Bendu an XP.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to even try to play more creatures, but sadly, Wampa was another card that just barely didn't make the cut.
Yeah. We're playing bad cards like that Luke Skywalker instead of Wampa, so that's.
Well, it was going to be Lando instead of Luke, just for more grit. But I couldn't fit Lando in because Tarful is just slightly better here.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, any questions for Tata?
Love the one hyperspace disaster and then saying you're finding in space. I've been seeing that a lot in testing. Really, really good theme. I think will go forward. A lot of decks moving forward in set 6. Also, I think you had to cut the Ray because you're not going to get credit for no data vault going over 50 still. So that kind of balances out that.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, my philosophy with blue decks is space isn't real and it can't hurt you. So just kind of embrace that, and here we are.
Fair enough. All right, thanks, Tata. George, you back with us?
Yep, I'm back.
All right, excellent. Let's see what's your final submission looking like.
It's gonna be our Chris Red little 4-stack. We're gonna rock out the. Sure.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, so we saw things like legal authority that care about stats. We done ramp things to get to Bendu, so the way he's more effective, more of a win condition. You have the little AoE kind of potential, where you're cleaning up things in space, like normal space answer. But yeah, solid openers with cards like Gungi. If you use Brawler, you get some cool things with the Emar Chris. And of course, General's Blade can shoot your resource curve as well.
Yeah. Clueless, what questions you got for George?
What was your decision not to try to fit in Tarful in here?
I mean, right?
Perfect
fit. He's the only Wookiee. Like, I guess you could smuggle out.
Got Gungi.
He's just a big guy. Yeah.
That's such a missed opportunity.
Gungi, General in the Tarful?
The synergy is so obvious. How did I miss it? Yeah, I've been telling him back to the obvious, like swap
Bend
up
you to
the-
damage your Gungi with your Tarful out.
Oh, you're right. All right.
Tarful only
Right,
triggers off
judges,
combat damage. It doesn't even.
Can't
I
do
don't
what
know.
my deck does.
How would I ever know what that card does? Who knows what that card does? No one knows what that card
You
does.
made the
Ian
secret
does because he's a
ingredient.
chef.
No, I could.
Again, this is why I like to be here, not there.
You know what they say: those who can't cook judge.
True story.
Crispy, got any questions for George?
I mean, it looks great. I was what so what's your force payoff here? It's just the Jedi
Yadi
Consular.
Mundi, Consular, Brawler, and Daughter.
Gotcha. There. So yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna get Evar Chris out really early. I think it's kind of a trap trying to do that. Like if you build your deck to use the force like 3 times in one turn, usually there's an point where your opponent can scam you. This deck is has 8 5-cost cards, which is like super heavy. That's why we're playing that card.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I see it's like having a big leader like that. If they're having to spend all of their early answers on your big guys, your Poes, your Kellerans, your Bendu, they probably have run out of answers for a big Avar by the end.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Tyler, any questions for George?
No, I think got it figured out. Obviously the Wookiee being a miss, but I do like. I'm a big Bendu fan. Agent Callus also doesn't make a ton of sense here, but I get it.
We're in a meta full of 2/4s, so I
Yeah,
figured
you
if
play it on
use
turn
Consular-
2 with
that's
Consular.
kind of like
yeah.
the dream.
Kind of,
Card Advantage is kind of a weird spot because like we have Poe, we have Mirror, and we have discard outlets. So I kind of wanted to lean that a little bit. And legal authority, in order to make it playable, like you also need some card advantage to find the right opportunity. So that was kind of the idea. Is I needed some form of card advantage.
mhm.
Obviously, County Mundi is great, but
Yeah, I heard that one's pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. Thank you very much, George. Ian, have you decided which deck?
I have. I'm choosing to go with the pivot, which
Okay.
is Han 2 Data Vault. This is a deck that begs the question, what if I ramp on turn 1? Now, you might ask me, how do we do that, Lego Pizza? And the way you
How
do
do we do
that
that,
is you
Lego
play...
Pizza?
Yeah, good question. The way you do that is by playing a unit that costs 1 with 1 or 2 health using Han Solo's ability, and then playing Spark of Hope to put that card that you just killed using the Han Solo ability into your resource row. So you do that, you start ramping. Then you start ramping again. You got Super Laser Tech, you got Resupply, you got Resupply Carrier. The whole goal of this deck is to get a lot of resources so you can play all these big boys. I'm talking Tarful. I'm talking Bendu. I'm talking Crate Dragon. I'm talking the Starhawk, so that next turn after you get the Starhawk down, you can play even more stuff, right? So, yeah, you're ramping, you're going crazy. I thought that in green you get some really just good rate Wookiees like Gungi and Chewbacca. Chewbacca being kind of useful as both a pilot and as just a 5-cost unit on the ground. Wookiee Warrior is actually pretty sick with Han Solo's ability because he's got grit. So you can go Gungi into turn 2 Wookiee Warrior, draw a card. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I like it.
Other things that I like in this deck is having Bright Hope as this Space Sentinel that you can then slam an Iden pilot onto as just you're never killing this thing. Iden for piloting out of aspect is going to be a crap ton, but you're ramping a lot, so it's fine. Also, it protects the Starhawk once you get it down, which is kind of one of the weak points of the Starhawk is that you can use it to ambush, but then it doesn't have a lot of health. So, following turn, put an Iden pilot on it, only costs 3. That's pretty sick. Heroic Arc 170 is also a pretty cool I'm playing the space lane 'cause I got these pilots. Let me like shoot down something on the ground. And Legal Authority is just pretty good with like piloted up stuff anyways because they have extra power. And Han's ability only affects health, not power. So like Legal Authority kind of gets you your health back from the Han ability and lets you capture some stuff. I don't have like a huge ground presence, so the Bendu is out here to help clean up the ground by dealing 3 damage to everything when he attacks.
Naturally.
Yeah.
You and Todd are just ships in the night.
Exactly. And like the cool thing about playing Maz in this deck is like even though I'm trying to just like play it on turn 1 to Spark of Hope, it does like actually have synergy when you just have a handful of like low drops. You can just kind of spam it out, get it really big. Bunker Steve, he's my boy. I have a bunch of vehicles, so like he almost always has Sentinel. So like late game, he's just a 1-cost Sentinel on the ground to muck it up.
Yeah.
And then obviously timely intervention because that card's busted.
Ian, I have to give you some props here for building a deck with a leader that doesn't see a lot of play.
And a base too.
Really well done.
Yeah, base choice.
Yeah.
It's not about the leader and the base, okay? It's what ties the cards and the ingredients that tie it together.
Yeah, we have this whole show about like building weird decks with bad cards, and we see Han 2, Kiani-Mundi, Luke Skywalker in the 3 decks.
Well,
Chewbacca, bro.
We gotta make it work. Come on.
I thought this deck was slightly spicier than my other deck.
I love the idea of using Han Green to ramp on turn 1, but in a new way than the last time Han Green ramped on turn 1. I like it. Clueless, got any questions for Ian?
No Ewing reinforcements to cheat out like a bunch of guys?
So I thought about that. You can get Iden and Super Laser Tech, which is pretty cool. The problem with Super Laser or with Ewing reinforcements is that it's a 7-drop that's not a unit, so you can't cheat it out.
But you're ramping.
I am ramping, but I want units that ramp more than events.
I do like the overall composition. Iden seems to be like the weird, like I just keep staring at this Iden, like how does this
stick out like a it sticks out like a sword?
She protect my Bright Hope and my Star.
I mean, it is double out of aspect.
Yeah, but you can go blue leader into pilot my blue leader.
I will say
blue leader, pay 2, put it on the ground.
So piloting Iden in this deck costs 7.
Oh, it costs 6.
It's 3 plus 2 plus 2.
Oh yeah, okay, so it's 7.
Yeah, which lines up
easy,
really poorly with the
this
problem
isn't cardboard math, okay? It's cardboard chefs.
You're gonna do that, and Todd is gonna draw his 1 hyperspace disaster, and it's just gonna line up really badly for
you. You're done.
Well, Ian, are you playing exactly 60, or did you go slightly over?
No. This is exactly 60.
Exactly 60. Okay. I don't know if it's plus or minus points, but I needed to know either way. Crispy, got any questions for Ian?
I mean, like, I like all the synergy. I have to give you props for Bunker Steve. I think, he's just so good. He's just Steve. Just there.
Yeah.
Although I will say that Iden is such a sight for sore eye. It's just smack dab in the center, right? Like, if it was off to the side, I wouldn't care as much. But I look straight into the deck. Like, honestly, if you had adjusted your cost curve to push Iden towards the side of the deck, I think it'd be a lot more visually appealing of a dish.
All right. I'll be honest.
Card's like the bullseye.
I'll be honest. I forgot it was double out of aspect when I was doing this. I thought it was single out of aspect when I put her in the deck.
I'm not gonna lie, I did too until halfway through, and I was like, wait, this isn't Han Blue. Yeah, that's totally fair. Okay, now before we determine our winner, we have our secret theme. Now, I'm actually going to give you 2 hints on the theme. One is that the order of the cards matters for the theme, that they are displayed here on the screen. And the second, I told a couple of you guys that Let the Wookiee Win was almost a secret ingredient for this episode, I'll tell you to fit the theme, it would have to take the place of legal authority.
Yeah, Beatle.
Tada gets the theme.
Someone in chat also mentioned it.
Oh,
Well,
I apparently
that wasn't
can't
even
see
close
chat.
on my radar.
I was gonna say it had to be some sort of wordplay. I was like, "There's no story. There's no mechanical. There's no. What is this?"
Yeah.
I tried
Now
to
I've
do
got
that
you.
with my
Okay.
deck name of my first deck, which was legal plans to accelerate my authority, but it didn't really make a lot of sense.
And funny enough, this is my 3v3 team deck at Beatle.
There we go. And Ian's gonna play Iden in his on 2 green at Beatle as well. So everybody's just doing their deck. But yeah, while the judges deliberate and judges DM me who you think won this episode, and then I'll reveal them. While that is happening, I want to let the viewers give a little reminder. All 3 of these contestants, along with myself, and I think all of the judges. Tyler, are you going to Beatle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all of the judges, everyone on your screen here will be at Beatle, including Manny Bothan. Very excited.
We
to
actually
see him
have
again.
2 specific Bothan teams here: myself, Cluis, and Tyler, and then Jeff, Crispy, and George.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Team Cardboard Chefs of me, Crispy, and George will be at Beatle. It's going to be a ton of fun. Even if you can't go, make sure to subscribe to the For the Network YouTube channel. We're going to be streaming the team event and both sections of the 8K. Josh from Next Gen Gaming is going to be casting the whole thing. I'm going to be participating in the 3v3 and then casting both sections of the 8K. There's going to be a ton of guest commentators. We've got a ton of goodies lined up and a bunch of good content to hopefully bring you guys. Yeah, it's in 2 weeks in Atlanta at Cards HQ. Cards HQ is the proud sponsor of the Bothan Network and of this show, so give them a look whenever you're in Atlanta. And then now, let's see. Looks like I've got the votes are in.
We've tallied them up.
We've tallied them up.
All 3 of them.
And then Cluis, we're gonna have you say who you voted for first.
I voted for Tada. I like the overall composition of how his deck is. I wish he did have more Wookiees, but I like how he just is ignoring space. Just that one card is just gonna cruise him to victory.
And the entrenched. Don't forget the entrenched.
You know,
He has 4 cards for space.
No, you put entrenched on your own guys. I thought that's
naturally,
how it
but
works.
it's secondary use is putting it in space.
And his deck has plot armor. All right, it's
Yeah, plot armor is huge for sure. Plot armor helps you win episodes. That we know for sure. Crispy, who did you vote for?
I also voted for Tada. I really liked how it all came together. I think there's a lot of cool cards in there that don't see a lot of play but work very well. I think Fight Fire with Fire is a really neat addition, especially with some of those grit units that you've got in there. Yeah, I think it all comes together. It looks very smooth, and he obviously is prepared for fighting in both lanes. So I think it's a very well-balanced deck.
Yeah, Tyler, what about you?
It was close, but I voted for Tada because he had the best Terraful deck. So.
Yes.
I get mine
Totally
out
fair.
faster. I have more Wookiees in my deck. I don't even understand.
I don't know. The 7v7.
You didn't even know what that card did a second ago.
I know now.
Ian, I think picking Han 2 was your downfall, brother.
Yeah, I hate that leader.
I got too excited looking at the ingredients because this was one of 4 decks I built. So and I really wanted the other 3 to work, and I couldn't get there. But
This is totally fair. But Tada, congratulations on being our
Rio's sweet.
episode 2 Cardboard Chefs winner. In a totally unique victory celebration outside of any other show. Is there anything you want to talk about or anything you'd like to say?
Man, no, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I am not known for my deck building prowess. That's usually like, Ophir is the one that builds basically every deck that I play. So it was nice to be able to build this awesome tier 1 Chewbacca deck and put George and Ian to shame. It was nice to get that dub, even though I was outnumbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1.
You gotta count Manny.
I was. But my casual brethren, Cluis, got his vote, and it just all fell into place from there.
You got to win one show because you can't win your own. So
actually, I have more wins on my show than quite a few other people.
Yeah, he has won an
whole
episode.
One. Same as Tyler.
I feel like you should have won more by now.
But it's fun. Yeah, but it's fun. Ian is a regular on our other show, Underwhelming Barrage. That's also every other week, so feel free to check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, this was a lot of fun.
Just had a cool episode with interviewing a developer, so people should definitely check that out.
Yeah, that was
we'll have another one next week. Will be the Beatle pre-show, so
nice.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, and everyone, that wraps up on episode 2 of Underwhelming Barrage. Our plan is to continue to do this every 2 weeks. Please let us know in the comments if there's any person you want to see, any specific cards you want to see. We'll try to fit them in. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping